Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 18 of Enigmatica 2 Expert. Since the last video, I've gone ahead and upgraded our Void Resource Miner to be tier 5 along with our Void Ore Miner here. I'm actually thinking let's take our Void Resource Miner all the way to tier 6, because at tier 6 it might just produce enough stuff like Endstone. Really the only outputs from here that I need are Endstone, Mica, Netherrack, and Soul Sand. But I think if I upgrade this to tier 6, it might just produce enough of those things that I don't need to make an Endstone factory and a Netherrack factory and a Soul Sand factory. None of those are individually particularly difficult, but it's just that if one machine can do the job of 4 different ones, why not try it out, right? So the Void Resource Miner also uses no energy in comparison. Like here, 12,000 RF. Here, 1.2 million RF. This is a 1,000 or 100 times X, not quite 1,000. 100 times energy difference between the Void Ore Miner or Void Resource Miner and the Void Ore Miner. So yeah, let's take this down. And in fact, it's kind of funny. The Void Resource Miner, the controller is tier 5, or the mining level is too high for me to actually get it with my pickaxe. I have to use the shift right click function of the assembler. Actually my atomic disassembler can do it too. But anyways, as you can see there, I was running a few more withers through our wither grinder because the tier 6 structure frames require a whole lot of nether stars. I know that for the tier 6 miner, if you put all speed upgrades, you way overshoot the speed max. Oopsies. Oh, these are tier 5 structure frames. Hold on. So I looked up the number of speed modifiers you need here. For the tier 6 Void Ore Miner, you only need, all tier 6s, you only need 7 speed miners. Turns out for the tier 5, you actually only need 6 speed upgrades. So I've been running way too many speed upgrades. We can swap the rest out for fortune, or luck upgrades, which gives you a chance to get more than 1 item per output. That appears to be true. With only 6 speed upgrades, I believe, we're still at 4 ticks per item. Or per operation. The energy use has even dropped a bit. We were 1.2 million, now we're 1.1 million, and we get more items overall. See here, we're getting like 8 items per mine. Wow, that's a huge difference. Dang, I didn't realize how many items we were leaving on the table by using the wrong modifiers. I'm sure you guys yelled at me about that in the video comments, but again, that's the danger of having a backlog. I don't get to see the comments until after, a couple days. Anyways, let's make these tier 6 structure frames, 92 of them. It's 204 nether stars. Go. Yeah, it takes 92 of them for this tier 6 Void Resource Miner. And the way I laid it out, the tier 6s just barely don't touch each other and just barely don't touch the ground. Good job, Jimmy. Good planning. This thing now uses 33,000 RF a tick and produces a lot of items. A whole lot of items. In fact, it produces so many items that we're going to have to store it in the drawer. Despite the fact that, the blue terracotta, brown terracotta, 99% chance I never use any of that. Sponges. But just for the few important things that this thing produces, I think it is worth running it. And at this point, a price of 33,000 RF a tick is trivial, so it's basically free. The drawer wall grows, and all items have been assigned a home, including all the useless colors of terracotta. But here we go. Oh, there's tons of items transiting through this ender chest now. In fact, I went to use integrated dynamics to move all the items, and I found that if I just use integrated dynamics, I don't know how its like stack selection algorithm works, but it tends to select the same stacks over and over again, and despite its immense speed, the items still start backing up. So I figured we'll use integrated dynamics for its immense, its raw throughput is unmatched, and then we'll use Ender IO because it has a reasonable stack selection algorithm that guarantees that the items never back up in this chest. So yeah, we produce a ton of stuff, ores and ore adjacent stuff, netherrack, all that jazz. And that all gets stored away in these drawers. With that, then I think we can now finally properly automate the rest of this sieving stuff. So instead of supplying, instead of using drawers here, I'll put probably ME interfaces. And I think it was end stone, right, that I wanted to sieve slightly differently than this. So yeah, we can set up our late game sieving setup here. And when I do this, this is a good chance to go ahead and enchant all of our sieves. Ideally, they get fortune, but if they don't, there's really only a few that really need fortune, like the one sieving, these sieving the less abundant resources. The ones sieving like gravel, I don't really care. Unfortunately, the sieves don't use regular fortune; they use sieve fortune. That just means that I can't enchant them with, or I can't just use the Ender IO enchanter to make the sieve fortune book and then enchant it directly. But anyways, when you stack efficiency and fortune on it, these things are crazy fast. That's probably fast enough that we're going to have to speed up our compressing setup as well. I don't know. That shouldn't be in there. I'm actually running into a curious problem with these enchanted meshes. I'm almost guaranteed to get sieve efficiency 4. I don't actually want my things to be sieving this fast. Like, we're already throwing out basically all the nether quartz because we have, the drawers full. So basically all this thing is doing is voiding soul sand faster. I mean, yeah, like it gets gas tiers and netherrack, but I think I'm actually just gonna turn off the sieving of soul sand, because unless we happen to need gas tiers sometime, like I actually need the soul sand more than I need the quartz. I mean, I guess we're technically not voiding nether quartz yet, but whatever. So yeah, that's, I don't know, strange work, I guess, of this setup. Likewise with the sieving. I mean, okay, so the sieving of this end sub, because I do need uranium ore pretty bad, I don't mind this one being fast. I managed to get one diamond sieve that had fortune and did not have efficiency, and I'll have that one sieving this stuff because I probably don't need a tremendous amount of it, and I might just turn this one off later as well. And then yeah, another rack is going away. Again, this one does have efficiency. Worst comes to worst, I could just add a second void resource miner. These things are quite cheap with the exception of the 200 nether stars. But I mean, 200 nether stars is just UU matter, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave it running for now, and we'll see if we end up producing more like soul sand and netherrack than we consume or not. But anyways, now I think I want to set up ore processing because we have a lot of ores. Oh, and along those same lines, I'm just straight up not enchanting the meshes for these basic resources because I honestly don't care in the slightest. We're already voiding 99% of what comes out of them anyways. All right. Next up, ore processing. Yeah, we get a lot of different ore types, and there's a lot of different processes by which we want to process these ores. Some of them we just turn into ingots, like, crush and smelt. Some of them require slightly more complicated processes. Some of them require less complicated processes, like this nether quartz. So I'm going to have to come up with a hopefully reasonably universal way to process them. I also notice a problem that my digital miner here on Kelt 4AB seems to reset itself all the time. It's entirely within the loaded chunk, right? And right now it's got 22,000 things to go. If I leave and then go back there, you see that it's shut off and it thinks it's done mining. Like, even if I start and stop it, it thinks it's done. I have to reset and start it before it finds the ores again, which I find really strange. At first I thought, hey, maybe I didn't chunk load it, but no, it's definitely chunk loaded. So something about the digital miner doesn't like it when I'm not around, which is a little unfortunate. But I don't know. I guess I won't stress it too much. There are some resources that come out of here that are truly unique, like star metal. Well, I guess there are other ways to get star metal ore, but right now, like, this is my primary means of getting star metal ore. And the fact that the machine unloads itself is annoying. Does it take anchor upgrades? Let's try putting an anchor upgrade in it. That seems to have fixed it. So I don't know why it doesn't like being loaded only through FTB utils chunk loading, but whatever. give it an anchor upgrade, it stays loaded. And now this will give me my star metal ore. I noticed that like I had remarkably little star metal ore when looking through my drawers. A mere stack of it. But now that hey, excuse me, don't shoot me. But now that miner is running again, I think that should solve the problem nicely. All right, so ore processing. When it comes to our ore processing options, I prefer speed over yield and convenience as a secondary consideration. Honestly, like even if we just process 101, it's probably fine. So anyways, everything in this top chest, I'm just straight up not going to process the ore. Either because we don't, like the process version we already have from some other means, we use the process version so sparingly that we can do it on demand, or it's just annoying to process, or there's a fork in the processing means. Like Cinnabar can turn into either thermal Cinnabar or Quicksilver. So that one has a fork at the ore level, so I have to keep it as ore, and then we'll do the processing on demand. Black quartz, we have an infinite supply of black quartz dust from sifting something or another, so I'm not going to bother processing the ore. And that's everything up in this top chest. Then in this bottom chest, I have the remainder of the stuff divided into two categories. The things in the bottom, we just have to process once. Basically, process them into dusts, and then they're done. And looking at these, there's a couple options. The Macerator from Industrial Craft is by far the fastest, because the Macerator can process, infinite items per tick with sufficient speed upgrades. However, because there's relatively few of them, I'm thinking I might actually run it through the mechanical squeezer for yield. I don't know. We'll either macerate or squeeze these, but point is, these are the ones that only have to go through once, and these are the things that we have to process twice. For these, because of how many there are, I'm definitely going to use the Macerator. Again, the mechanical squeezer, yeah, it's more yield. It's 2.5 items, whereas the Macerator is, 2 items. But I don't care about the difference between 2 and 2.5. So we're gonna macerate it and then just smelt it into an ingot. So I guess let's start setting that up. Let me see, with stuff like, it doesn't really matter if we get 2 lapis, or if we squeeze it, we get 13. If we macerate it, we probably get 2. Oh, we get 7. That's not half bad. Yeah, let's just run this through the Macerator. Again, it's less yield, but all of these ores, I get the item version through sifting anyways, so I don't really care about the reduced yield. So I guess everything in this chest will end up going through a Macerator. Because of how incredibly fast overclock macerators and electric furnaces are, I don't even need to use a lot of machines for all this. So I have one macerator handling the things that just get macerated. Products go here and then cycle back into the drawer system. And then 3 macerators doing the things that macerate and then smelt, just because there's a lot more items of that type. For now, I'm just dumping it all into these chests, although I think I'm going to then... I probably can just pipe it back into this drawer system, expand this a little bit more, and then store all the ingots on this wall as well. Almost all of these will be compactable, so I'll just add a bunch more compacting drawers and yeah, put it all over here. Another fringe benefit of using electric furnaces is we get to collect the experience button. I don't actually know if the furnaces have a limit to how much EXP they hold, but they produce a ton of experience. So, I don't know, fringe value, I guess. Anyways, yeah, I have 16 overclockers in here and processing 4 items per tick. I love it. And just like that, our ore processing is done. It's going to take a little while to get through this backlog, just because, like, some of our ores have, there we go, 800 stacks of them. It's going to have to go through it all before, at some point, once it goes through the entire backlog, then it just has to work on new production ore. And we don't get that much new production ore, maybe about 1 piece a tick of ore, but we can process way more than 1 ore a tick. So there we go. We now have ore processing done. Let's move on. Now that we have plenty of, what's this? 128 channels. Only using 128 channels, that's kind of surprising. Anyways, now that I have plenty of uranium, we can start fueling our reactor again. And we're off. So this thing, how much energy did it produce again? I don't know. I know it's not enough that I care, but this produces a bunch of this cyanide. In fact, let's just swap this for. Actually, we can just put a storage bus here, and this will automatically produce cyanide. If we need more, then we can just make this reactor taller. This reactor will take, let's see, 6 millibuckets per tick. So 1,000 divided by 6 is like, oh boy, 130. So somewhere around 100, so like 6 seconds per piece of cyanide. If that turns out to not be enough, we can increase the production later. All that we've done the last couple episodes was in support of the goal of making the draconic core. The draconic core actually uses a tremendous amount of draconium. 2 blocks plus another 4 dusts. And I think that might be it, but that's still a lot of draconium. Does this use a little bit more? No, it does not. But yeah, we have to produce all of this draconium somehow. And right now our draconium supply is 12 dusts. So that's not going to do it. There's 2 types, well, I guess there's 3 draconium ores, Nether, Ender, and normal, and they all spawn on various different planets, but not a lot of it. I think the only reasonable way to get a lot of draconium is actually the tier 6 void ore miner. So perhaps we should make a tier 6 one and run purple lens. Basically, of the things that come out of the tier 6 void ore miner, the only thing that's unique to it is draconium, and that's just about the only thing I care for that comes out of it. Like, all of these crystals come out of our tier 5s just fine. So yeah, why don't we set up a separate tier 6? I don't want to take my tier 5 down. So we'll make another tier 6 void ore miner, run a purple lens in it, and run a lot of accuracy modifiers. I think those have a far less RF cost than speed or fortune modifiers. And with enough accuracy modifiers, we'll be getting, like, you know, maybe 50+% draconium ore out of it, and everything else is trash. Almost 300 nether stars to make the 92 structure frames. Yikes. Good thing they're automated. Time for some science. Can I pick up pellets of RTG fuel? I don't think so, right? This kills me. I think? Oh, no, this kills me. Alright, no, it hurts me, but it doesn't kill me. In fact, I don't think that's enough damage for me to care. I'm just going to tank it for a second. The tier 6 miner, for whatever reason, has to be crafted in the basic crafting table again. But only the tier 6. All the other tiers are... whatever. This thing is a meager 50,000 RF a tick without upgrades. I wonder how much it'll be with upgrades. Why aren't you formed? What's missing? Have a spare structure frame. Is something blocking? The tree in the way? The vine is in the way. Silly vines. Oh yeah, no, don't worry about it. Only 4.6 million RF a tick. Let's swap out all the speed modifiers. This should be a decent compromise. I think there's 2 speed upgrades for 1 item per 9 ticks, or 2 a second, and the rest are accuracy to try to get as much. Let me double check, make sure purple's the right color. But draconium ore as possible. It would really be a shame if purple wasn't the right color. Yeah, purple lens, good. So just to check, let's put this modular storage here and power it and see what our approximate ratio of draconium to other stuff is. Alright, so get going. Get going. Items, please. Oh wait, I have to actually dig the hole to bedrock, don't I? Whoops. Now, would you get going, please? There we go. Alright, we're getting items. So I'm going to let this run a little while and see what our approximate draconium ratio is. Supposed to be, so it's 12%, but accuracy modifier should make that better. However, there's other stuff like this is probably, no, that's magenta. There's probably something else on the orange color as well. That's a bit of a disappointment. I mined it for a little bit. There are 317 total items in here, of which 44 are draconium ore. Comes out to a 14% rate for draconium ore, where the expected is 12. So apparently all of these accuracy modifiers bring 12% up to 14%. Yeah, that's probably like I don't even want to pay the extra energy to use them. So I'm just gonna swap them all out for blank modifiers and see what that does to the energy cost. The cost goes down to like 1/3 of the, right, it was 300k and change, now it's 140, I don't know, half to a third without all the accuracy modifiers. And in fact, we could probably put a couple more speeds back to get the same energy cost. I'm willing to spend about, 300-400 RF, not where it goes, 300 to 400 RF a tick on this, but we want to spend it as optimally as possible, right? So yeah, we'll do this. Anyways, let's get another ender chest to put the items away, and then we can add the draconium to our ore processing somewhere. Given the relative high value of draconium, I'm going to process it through its sag mill with grinding balls, because that's how we get the most dust out of it. So, draconium ore, come on, give me another piece. I guess that's all I got. If we process it through here, we get 3 plus 40% plus 15%. Here, let me just figure out exactly what the expect. It's probably, with the good grinding ball, it's probably somewhere around 7 on average, 7 to 8 for draconium ore. It's good enough for now. There are ways to get more, like get a pool with fortune higher than 3. At some point you get more, but this will do for now. Even without the grinding ball, this is the best way to get, the absolute most draconium out of the out of your sag mill. So anyways, this makes draconium ingots, and whoa, those are the goldest looking iron chests I've ever seen. Anyways, let's add these draconium ingots to our thing here, and if we need dust, we'll have a little bit of dust from this is just what the digital miner has picked up, but we can turn ingots into dust on demand just in time very quickly, so I'm not too worried about that. Alright, at that point, are we ready to make this yet? No, we still have to make the plutonium. And really that's it, we just have to get the plutonium. Alright, so plutonium is crafted by making the blocks. This has 2 key parts, the empowered payless and the tiny piles of plutonium. The thing about dealing with plutonium is that you have to pick it up. So let's go. There's a dragon's lair somewhere around here, right? We ran into a dragon's lair that had plutonium in it. Let's go, where was it? It was right over here. Let's go over here, get that 1 nugget of plutonium, and replicate it. But before we do that, I should make the hazmat suit so I don't die to it. There is distinctly no dragon here. A bit of a shame. This is clearly not where it was. I remember it was on the face of a cliff, but I didn't set a waypoint there. So this looked about the right terrain, but apparently not. If I can't find it, we might have to do some other approach. I don't really want to make the first batch of plutonium, like in the reactor. So I'm hoping to be able to find that 1 piece. I really should have set a waypoint on it. Thankfully, I recorded the encountering this dragon, so I could just pull up the recording and look at the chords on the map. So here we go, found it. Now, which of these chests had that tiny bit of plutonium in it that tried to kill me? Here we go, tiny pile of plutonium. So let's put on our hazmat suit, grab that, and teleport home. Then we can scan it in a replicator and then print a whole bunch of copies of it. I think it's the same price to print tiny piles versus the full piece. And how much does it take? Is it 1 tiny pile per... 3 tiny piles per block. And so it's basically a third of a tiny pile per draconic core. It's not even all that expensive. But anyways, let's did I hit the save button? Yeah. Let's go ahead and print a stack of those for now. Next up in our Draconic core adventure is the Empowered Payless, which requires specifically congealed blue slime. This other stuff, ow, This other stuff in here I have. So I figured let's plant some blue slime saplings, right? Because blue slime saplings are called blue slime saplings. Can someone tell me why blue slime saplings grow into green slime trees and that the stems are green and they drop green slime? Like, you get some blue slime out of it, but you get 99% green slime. They're called blue slime saplings. I don't know. Whatever. I think we could scrounge up some way to convert between the slime types, thankfully. I think the fact that there is this slime block means that we can't get the slime conversion in compacting drawers trick to work, because we need to be able to insert some type of block and get blue slime balls out, or insert a different slime ball and get blue slime blocks out. And even with the conversion upgrades, I can't get this thing to accept like green slime in place of blue slime, or like the green slime blocks in place of blue slime blocks. So I think we're actually stuck legitimately having to make green slime or blue slime. Now I can turn any color slime into green slime through this trick, and I can turn other colored slimes into pink slime, because pink slime doesn't have a 3x3 compacting recipe. But the fact that blue slime has both a 2x2 and a 3x3 compacting recipe that makes a blue slime block, I can't come up with a way anyways to get the drawers to convert slime types for me. We can also do something like this to convert blue slime into green slime, but that's still not what we're trying to do. We're trying to do it the other way around. Oh well. Out of curiosity, is there any chance the purple slime sapling has blue slime? No. It does not have a blue. I guess they all have a green slime trunk. But we get some blue slime out of this tree farm still. The leaves have a chance to give blue slime, but it's not a very high chance. Still, this is our current automated way to get blue slime. If I end up needing a lot more, we just set up a mob farm for blue slime mobs. So it's not like tremendously difficult, but it is a little bit slow, because I think each tree on average might give one blue slime ball. Then again, the trees grow incredibly fast in the Ender Isle farming station. And for now, we have enough slime that we can begin our empowering system. Let's test it out. Go with 10 blocks for now. Had to make some of the subcomponents. The sapphire in here we just set up, or comes from the sifting we set up recently. Slime obviously comes from the trees. And I should start migrating some more recipes over to Ender Isle machines from nuclear craft ones, or maybe I can just put the rest of the upgrades in it. Like, the pressurizer is fast, but it's one tick per operation fast. Whereas a cutting machine would be multiple operations per tick, or like a block cutting machine can be even faster than that. But yeah, it looks like here we go. We are now able to empower Payless. If it's able to do 2 of them, I have no reason to expect it'll ever get stuck. So very good. Now we can put in the recipe for Plutonium blocks. And what type of cobalt blocks do we have? I have a feeling it wasn't this one. Cyanite. Actually, right now my cyanite's being stored not even in a compacting drawer, is it? Let's swap this out for a compacting drawer. Alright, here's a moment of truth. Let's try making plutonium. I had an ingot from probably Quest Reward or something, but I don't think they were... Actually, I didn't check, did I? What are the odds that this was replicatable the whole time? And no. Okay, it cannot be replicated. I'm almost thankful for that. Otherwise, I would have felt real silly doing all the steps to make a whole bunch of it. Anyways, yeah, make me 10 blocks. Have at it. There we go. So now we have plutonium. I think we are ready to put in the recipe for the draconic core next. It's all coming together now. Let's see if we can make... let's start with 32 draconic cores. Uh-oh. Not enough magnesium dust. Alright, that's an easy one to fix. We just have to tell it that it can turn ingots back into dust. That's probably done in the manufactory, if I had to guess. Watch that just be completely wrong. Just go for 40. There we go. That's a long list of ingredients, but fire, I guess. And if nothing gets stuck, we should have a few draconic cores coming out in just a few seconds. Anytime now. There we go. They are finishing. Draconic cores are done, and with that, the quest gate for Draconic Evolution is complete. Ooh, which one do I want? Can I... Oh, they're all the same. You've been debated. Alright, well, is that... Almost all of our chests are metadata 101, so I don't actually know what the difference is. But I think this is a better chest. Holy, that's a good reward. I like advanced dislocators. It's convenient too, because I'm just about to run out of slots in my current dislocator. Alright, I am content with that. I saw that a couple quests completed in the Draconic Evolution chapter. Perhaps these are also... Nope, these are 101 metadata chests, which means they're the standard chest, which has standard loot. Yeah, Really quick too, let's just see how much EXP we have stored in here. Yeah, that's a lot of EXP. I wanted to grab this because this quest reward is another 50 levels. So we figured get our level number as high as possible. Wait, did that actually give us 50 levels? Maybe there's a maximum amount of EXP per level. That's 50 levels. I don't know. Whatever. I think that's all we have for today though. So let's end on the usual thing, which is claiming any quests we've done. Although I don't think... Well, we did a handful. And we get to see what's in the loot box. These are all standard. Okay, I was about to say these are all standard loot boxes, but apparently even standard loot boxes could have advanced dislocators. Besides the advanced dislocator, nothing special. The second one's a lot less useful than the first. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, bye-bye.